And welcome back. This is ModelOmega, and you're watching the second half of Chapter 10 of my Thracia 776 Let's Play. Where we last left off, we were about halfway through Noel Canyon, on our way to engage the Empire directly and save the city of Tara from their full-scale attack. You may notice in this enemy phase that I have basically dodged death about 4 times. Robert narrowly misses an OHKO from a Horseslayer Cavalier, and Leaf is missed about 3 times from a ballista bolt that definitely would have killed him. I'm such a great strategian, aren't I? Constantly leaving my units able to be attacked and just hoping that, oh well, I can survive a few hits at least. In reality, this is basically the last major skirmish of this chapter. Once I take out this grouping of armors and cavaliers, all that's left for me to do is take out the ballista and then take out the boss. Not really much else to do in this chapter. A couple houses to visit. I'm going to go to the arena a bit to level up some people and... Good God, Leaf, dodge those ballistas like your life depends on it! Holy cow! I mean, all of these guys missed, and they all had like a 25% chance or something to hit. I mean, I don't know how this is possible. I mean, did Leaf somehow have a prayer skill in secret or something? Oh boy. The funny thing is, I end up stealing both Fred and Olwen's weapons, so they kind of just hang around. And then on turn 6 they say they have to retreat, but this isn't like other Fire Emblem games where they just immediately leave the map in whatever fashion. No, they actually have to leave the map physically, and I prevent them from doing so for quite a long time. Pretty funny to watch, because they absolutely can't do anything, because they don't have any weapons or anything. Oh yeah. Still regretting not giving Karen Wrath earlier. I got her some great levels in the arena in this chapter, and she's definitely going to end up one of my great units. Yep. Probably should have done that. Would have made this chapter a whole lot simpler. Well, I'm learning so many things from this playthrough, I'll almost have to do this game right after I'm done just to see how much I've improved. It's amazing how much you can get just by talking about something after you've done it. Introspection is a really great thing, I guess, is the moral of the story of this Let's Play. By the way, you may notice, there's not much to talk about, so I thought I would fill the time a bit by talking about 2 movies I saw over the weekend. I thought about doing full, actual narrative reviews for these, and I may end up doing that, but I figure I might as well give my thoughts on them now. So, last Saturday, I went to go see John Wick, starring Keanu Reeves. First off, I think Keanu Reeves is a pretty good actor, actually. I think he's pretty underrated by a lot of people, and he'll definitely win an Oscar at some point. I know he's not a very emotional kind of guy, although he actually does do that really well in this, but he's an amazingly talented physical presence in any sort of film. Anyway, he stars as the title character John Wick as a retired assassin who gets pulled back into the business to basically dismantle his former organization after his former boss's son robs his house and kills his dog having been the posthumous gift of his wife who died a few days earlier. I mean, damn, that's just gotta hurt you bad, no matter who you are. I get the feeling that if John Wick wasn't already assassin, he would be after this. But it actually works really well because the son's boss immediately knows how badly he screwed up because he finds out pretty early who exactly he did this to, and he basically, it's almost like he knows right away that there's no way I'm getting out of this, despite the fact that he tries and almost seems to succeed in doing so. It's rounded out by a lot of really great actors as well, including Willem Dafoe, and I mean, if Willem Dafoe being in a movie isn't a good enough justification for you to go see something, I don't know what the hell it would be. But yeah, the movie's really great, the action is amazing, it's got gunfights, knife fights, fist fights, all the stuff you want to see. And there's almost no shaky cam in it, so shaky cam is something you hate. Well, there's no shaky cam in this, don't worry. You can see every punch, every shot, everything in the movie. You don't get no, I can't see crap because our editing team isn't good enough. And late Sunday, I went to go see Fury, having missed it the previous few weeks. you may already know about it by now, but it's basically a tank movie that's set during the final days of World War II, like April 1945. Yeah, it stars Brad Pitt and a smattering of other people, including Shia LaBeouf, who I was worried about, but he was actually pretty good in this, even though I feel like he was trying too hard. I think, because people are accusing him, including me, all the time of being a pretty bad actor, so I think he was trying a bit too hard to show himself off, and that kind of took away his performance, but at least it was, good and watchable. It wasn't terrible like in the Transformers movies. Anyway, first off, I want to say that if you wanted to go see Fury because it has, supposedly a lot of tank battles, or you want to see tank battles, I judge your expectations a bit because there's actually only one tank-on-tank fight in the entire movie, and it's actually only about a couple minutes long, but it is really well done, and there are actually a lot of tank action, just not a lot of tank-on-tank stuff, if, that's what you're digging. It's overall pretty great. It's much more of a psychological movie that's about, the horrors of war and how it can turn anyone into a murdering psychopath. And I mean, the titular tank crew are, like, basically walking war crimes in a sense, but they're also human beings, and that was something that really caught me. I mean, I started the movie thinking, oh, these guys are, they've been through war, they're not super nice people, and then you see a couple of things they do, and I'm like, oh my god, these people are just horrible. You almost kind of root for the Germans to kill them because, hey, I mean, they kind of deserve it. And then by the end, you maybe don't feel terribly sorry for them, but you do grieve for the fact that, maybe it was just the war that did this, and that war can do it to anyone. And Brad Pitt is really great in it. I mean, he's been in two, well, maybe more. I haven't quite heard, I don't know if he's done any others, but I mean, he was, he's kind of the same sort of character that he was in Inglourious Basterds, but he doesn't have any charisma. I mean, he has a presence, but instead of being the charismatic guy who wants to, well, maybe doesn't want to kill Nazis, but that ends up killing a bunch of Nazis, he's basically just the guy who kills Nazis, and he's pretty brutal. But I mean, I started out thinking that this guy was the worst, but then you see the rest of his crew and you feel that, oh my god, these people are even worse than him, and then, like I said, you start to get more depth about it. I do have one sort of big criticism of the movie, and that's that the ending is extremely cliched, which kind of rubbed me the wrong way, because the rest of the movie does a really great job subverting itself in its cliches, and also cliches of war films. The resulting scene is still really damn awesome, so I can't hold too much about it, but it was enough for me to drop the film from a 9 to an 8. If I gave out number scores for stuff, which I try not to, because number scores are kind of BS. I feel like the best reviews are ones where people just explain how they feel, and then you have to make up your mind. I mean, a number does not represent everything. That's just how I feel about it. But anyway, John Wick, Fury, both great movies, definitely see them. They're pretty good. Not masterpieces, but pretty good.